Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Los here. We back on the throne of positivity, where the first is last and the last is first. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these awesome Christian videos. It's Tuesday, August 29th, 5:35 p.m. I'm getting ready to go to the airport. I was gonna keep it a secret, but by the time this video comes out, I'm already gonna be posting on social media where I'm at, anyways. So I'm going to Dominican Republic. I haven't been there since 2000. It has been 23 years. I was 7 years old when I went there, and I think subconsciously I've been not wanting to go. I've had plenty of opportunities to go, but I have always decided not to go to Dominican Republic because I know this sounds strange and it's weird because I always talk about this, but it's something that has been in me since a child. I never returned because I always wanted to return with whoever my future wife is. I've waited as long as possible. Your boy's 30 years old. We still not married. And unfortunately, I'm going back because no other choice. I have a funeral. My aunt passed away last Tuesday, and my mom called me. She wanted to know if I wanted to go with her. And I'm not going to let my mom go out there by herself, with obviously my grandfather and other families going, but I want to go there and be with my mom. So yeah, so I'll be doing that. I'm gonna be there for about a week. I'll still be making contact, so look out for that. But today I want to talk about discerning the will of God. You guys have been walking through this journey with me throughout August, and you've kind of seen what I've been doing. Obviously, I've been kind of cryptic in some ways because my life is still my life, right? My life is still personal, it's still intimate, and there's certain things that you just need to keep private, right? But you guys have seen how have I tried to discern the will of God for my life here in San Diego. And it's Tuesday, August 29th, like I said, and I've waited specifically for this day to make this video because I was waiting. I do not limit God for nothing. If God wants to show up in the last minute of the last second, then let him do whatever he wants to do, right? And what I'm referencing obviously is 2 Kings chapter 19 verse 29, where I really believe that in the third year God was going to bless me with the promise. And obviously God revealed to me certain things, and I'm here in San Diego and it's so beautiful, but things never go the way that you think they are going to go. Whatever your expectations are, I just want to tell you, do your best, take those things and throw them wherever you want to throw them. Pack them up, put them in the attic, do whatever you got to do for spring cleaning next year. Like, get rid of those things because it's never going to go the way that you imagine. So tailor your expectations to let God do whatever he wants, because he's going to do whatever he wants. His ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And God does what God does, and we not going to limit God. God, do whatever you want to do, okay? So I was reflecting, and I'm like, as the time is getting closer, I'm like, okay, I really know, like, this is not going to happen the way that I expected. But what's so beautiful is that the sign of Jonah, the thing that I asked for, God ironically, although it wasn't exactly what I thought in regard to the sign of Jonah, he still did the same thing that he did with Jonah with me. And I'll explain that in a second, but as I'm reflecting over the past 3 years, it's absolutely undeniable that God has called me here. I've literally like went through my journal day in, day out, reading entry upon entry, going through my photos, like my notes, my voice memos, everything to try to see, okay, was I really delusional here? And the way that this all started is that in the beginning of August, it just occurred to me, and I'm like, Lord, I see nothing really happening in regard to what you have promised me. I've done everything possible, Lord. There's only one thing left to do. I've waited. People will say, wait, right? But then how long do you wait until you're like, okay, nothing's happening. Maybe this is not from God. So what I did was, is like, I'm like, Lord, I don't see nothing happening. It's possible that you've been trying to get me out of here since the beginning. And I just, on the basis of my own mind or my heart, I've ignored you. So Lord, I want to humble myself. I always try to do that no matter what. But let me humble myself to the dirt, like the dust of the earth, beneath the earth, oh Lord. Put me under the mountain, oh God. And I'm gonna go to the door that I thought that was closed since the beginning, and I'm gonna walk through it. Lord, what I'm gonna do, and this is where the Jonah thing comes in so beautifully and so providentially. I'm gonna go to the door of doubt or delusion. I'm gonna knock on the door, open the door, and I'm gonna walk in the door, Lord, and I'm gonna journey wherever this place takes me. If this is truly your will that you want me to be in San Diego, Father, then you will bring me back, in the sense of like he's gonna confirm it upon confirmation or do whatever he's going to do, right? So I walked in that. In the beginning, I'm like, all right, let's see. That was I delusional, reading journals, doing all the stuff that I said, right? But as time went on, I'm like, wait, hold on. What started as a test to see what's your will, Lord, I'm kind of like starting to believe this. Like, is is it true that you don't want me to be here? And yo, like I was doing this back and forth and all these scenarios and this like anxiety and bringing myself to delusion and turmoils and storms and everything and doing all this fighting spiritually and prayer and reading the word. And what I found is that no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried to convince myself that I was mistaken, God would not let me go. I felt tethered to San Diego. I cannot deny what the Lord has done in these last 3 years. Yeah, I was talking about the dates that I brought up, but if I compare that to what God has shown me, like I literally have a journal that's broken down by categories, and I have this specific category where if I just go to it, I could see everything towards the specific thing, towards the promise. And when I was reading that, I'm like, look, it's either I believe or I'm calling God a liar, one or the other. And when I look back specifically on this third year that I was talking about, that was so important to me, that was creating a headache and a migraine for me, it was the best year. There was a portion of this year, not of the third year from August 22 to August 23, that yo, I swear I felt like I was walking in the blessing. And that started November 17th. And like I said in the last video, December was fire. January was fire. February, fire. March, it was fire for like the half, third of it, whatever. And then it started getting weird. April was getting weird. And then even May 8th was a beautiful day for me. Um, it was just like, okay. And then, May was like, all right, that one was kind of like overwhelming for me, but my faith was so strong that I was good, right? And then June came and I felt strong, and God showed me certain things there, promising me that I would see the victory. Then July, He promised that He would do a new thing for me and that He will make a way where there is no way. He even showed me like the importance of what I've been doing in the ministry and how the videos that I'm making is gonna help to set the captives free. He promised me that in Isaiah. And like even in August, I started to see things that it was like, whoa. I talked about how I had a dream in the last video, right? Like that Tuesday that I finally made the decision. Well, that Thursday, right after, 2 days later, I had another dream that I was like, Lord, okay, I want what you want for me, Lord. I don't want this for myself. I want what you want for me. You want me in San Diego, so be it. You want me to do full-time ministry and depend on you and people and giving my gifts up so that people could be served and liberated and set free. Lord, do whatever you want. You want me to give my car up, or you want me to get a new car? You want me to go to this apartment? You want me to go to this condo? Or you want me to try to get a house? Whatever you want me to do, I will not limit you. You know my heart, oh God. And this is the thing, like there's nobody that I connect to more in the entire Bible than David. David is such a thorough individual. If you look at his life just on the basis of his mistakes, you'll be like, yo, this is the guy after God's heart. But that's how I feel. It's like, yo, that's who I was. The dude that just like, I made a mess of my life and of other people's lives, and God still has mercy for me. And that's something that I can't get over. So I'm constantly seeking the Lord, like no matter how many times I fall, Lord, pick me back up. I want you. Take everything away from me, but don't take away your Holy Spirit from me, oh God. I'll give you my greatest desire, Father. I don't know what. I'll give you my heart. I'll put my heart on a platter for you right now and serve it up, Lord, as a living sacrifice, my God. And I know that you would quiet me, because in Zephaniah it says that God sings over us and gives us peace, right? Like the Lord himself sings over us. That's so beautiful. My goal in life is, this is personal. I don't say this to try to like say this about anybody else, but this is just my goal and what I'm trying to achieve. I want to be real with God, transparent, authentic, intimate. Like intimacy is so important for me. And my goal has been, since God saved my life, Lord, I want to be the closest man in the entire world to your heart. And whatever you ask from me to achieve that, you want me to serve to the lowest level, I'll do it. You put me as the number one person in the world, I'll act like I'm the last. I don't care. I don't care about position. I don't care about title. I don't care about materialistic things. And I have been blessed in ways that you can't even imagine. And I thank the people that support this ministry, that make this possible. This is my full-time vocation. This is what I'm doing. And during this time in August, that's something that God really corrected in me through certain individuals from the ministry. You know, as a man, I'm like, Father, I'm not seeing things, blah, 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 whatever. And God corrected that mentality and let me see the fruits of the labor that I have been putting in. And I know one day I'm going to see the fruit of that labor. Because what does the Bible say? Psalm 126 is like, I really believe this year is the dream year, man. Psalm 126 is like, you know, Psalm 27, 13, 14, it says, I shall see the goodness of God in the land of the living. And when I look at this past year, from like November all the way even till now, how many times has God had spoken to me? How many times have I seen the goodness of God in the most impossible of ways, where things can no longer be coincidence? I don't even believe in coincidence anyways. And that's why I love that song, Goodness of God. Wow, I love that song so much. It's so important. I feel like that's my theme song. That's my life song. That has to be the song at my wedding. Like that gotta be my wedding song. Like the song that I dance with my wife with, because I want that to be like, yo, everything, man. I have seen God's goodness, and I know that I shall see the victory. I will see the victory, like that song that says that from Elevation. And I just believe God, because I know he's going to do something beautiful. And Psalm 126 talks about how our mouth will be filled with laughter. God is going to restore our fortunes. And he who sows with many tears shall reap with rejoicing. And that's what you need to do, guys. That's what you need to do. And whatever the promise is for you, that God called you to a new place, or a job, or a house, or a car, or finances, that business, what else? You know, your husband, your wife, your fiance, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your children, whatever it is, that Isaac, that promise, give it up to God. And one day, God will give it back to you and say, call you by your name and say, now I know that you will not withhold your only son from me. And that's what I feel like I've done. That's why I gave San Diego. I was like, Lord, San Diego, boom. I thought I did that in May, but in August, I'm like, San Diego, here you go. What? Put it on the altar, Lord, and I'm going to go. This is the sign of Jonah. I went and I took that, and I was ready to be done with San Diego, to cut what needed to be cut, right? And then go wherever he was going to call me. Like, I'm going to be real with y'all. My plan was to just be like, the 23rd, okay, Lord, if you didn't speak to me by then, but he did by the 15th, I was just going to be like, all right, by the end of the thing, I'll sell everything that I have to. I'll pack all my things and I'll drive. My options were, I'm not going back to Florida. I'm not going to New York. I'm not going to Georgia. I lived in those places. Maybe Tennessee. I got some friends out there. Gerson, I posted him. He was out here. He came to visit me. Thank you for coming, my dude. Or Texas. I don't know nobody out there, but that's something that's always been like, all right, I could see myself going out there. And I was just going to pack up and drive and just be like, I'll sleep in my car and get a membership at the gym, shower there, and then apply as much as possible. I don't care. What God calls me to do, I want to do, because this life of mine is not my own. My life is not my own. My life was bought with a price, right? God didn't save me so that I could be like, okay, now you stay over there like a little dog, Father, and then let me live my life. Let me straddle the line of sin as close as possible so that I could fulfill my desires. And at the end of the day, when I die, I'll come back and pick you back up like, okay, you ready to go to heaven, Lord? Nah. Listen, you saved my life is on the line, Lord. I want to glorify you with everything that I have. There's nothing that's off limits to you. My life, my desires, my mentality, my mind, my heart, my emotions, my ideas, every decision. People call me crazy. I've told people in the past, like, yo, there's times every single day I ask God, Lord, you want to go to this restaurant or this restaurant? All right. You want to go to that restaurant? All right. You want to get a burger or you want a pizza? You want a pizza or you want pasta? You want Mexican food or you want Italian? All right. When we there, all right. You want a Coke or you want a Sprite? Dr. Pepper? Shout out to Dr. Pepper. Whoever likes Dr. Pepper, we're immediately friends. I'm just saying. And to the person, I don't remember who told me this, but whoever told me that Dr. Pepper tastes like a battery or whatever, I don't like you, man. I always think about that when I when I order Dr. Pepper. I know that's random, but this is the detail that I go to with God, because I want to be so. I'm in love with God, bro. Like, I'm in love with God, and nothing will take that away from me. I want Him to be involved in everything. You know what it feels like to be in love. You know that puppy love, butterflies all up in your stomach, and you see the person that you see, like, when you know who you like. That's how I feel with God. Like, you scanning a room, you trying to scan the whole room, but the crush is right here. You scan the room, and then and then you keep going there, and then you keep going there, You know what I'm saying? Like, the eyes never lie, right? The mouth could say whatever it wants, but the eyes never lie, for they are the window of the soul. So I hope that when you look into my eyes, can you tell that I'm in love with God? Because I truly am, and I just want what God wants for me. That's why I've taken this to the extreme, to the end of my life. I don't care. Like, if God said today, all right, your time is up, then I'll come back to you guys and I'll be like, yo, guys, I have no shame. I know I said last week this, that, and the third, but now God is saying this and I believe that, so I gotta go. I can't, you know? So all of this to say that no matter what happens in your life, if God truly spoke it over you, there's nothing that can stop that. Nobody could stop the plans and the designs and the things that God has orchestrated for you. God is not a God who does things on a whim. His plans are since before eternity. His plans has always been set. He's not out here trying to change plans, change his mind. He don't know what to do. He's like, come on, man. God knows what is his, and he's sovereign, and nobody could stop what the Lord has for you. So what's yours is yours. Where God wants you to be, that's where he's going to put you, and nothing can take you out. You're in a church, you're going to be there. You in that job, you're going to be there. That house is yours. That car is yours. Yo, that job is yours. That promotion, that job title, that business, whatever, that person, that children, that whatever it is, I don't know. But whatever is yours has your name on it, to his glory. It's all for his glory, and he does share in the pleasure of completing his plans. So I want you to be encouraged, man. If whatever God has promised you, you're not sure if that's it, you should have no fear in testing. All right, let me drop this. Let me let this go, because if it's from God, he's going to make it happen. Anyways, all of that to say is, after reflecting today, like I said, going through my journal, looking at my old favorites on my photos, and going back to the things that I've seen, replaying songs. I've been replaying songs all day. Goodness of God is so beautiful, because I think it's Elevation, right? They came out with Been So Good, Goodness of God in the same song today. And I'm like, oh, this was perfect timing. So I've been listening to old music, Goodness of God, Been So Good, Trusting You, Story I'll Tell, I Will See a Victory, Do It Again. What else? There's coritos in Spanish. Mi boca llenará de risa, mis labios de alabanza. I love that song, Psalm 126. You know, so whatever is going to put you in that mode of seeking the Lord, seek Him. And again, you don't got to be afraid of going against the grain, because if God called you to Nineveh, you can't go to Spain or Tarsus. You're gonna be brought right back. And if God gotta send a whale to go grab you and spit you out on land after 3 days, then that's what's gonna be. So I found that so interesting that I was expecting the sign of Jonah in regard to him completing the promise. But in actuality, even though I thought that's what I was doing in the beginning, he completed it in me walking away, or being ready to walk away, by bringing me back and reminding me of his promises. So I will continue to fight for the promises that God has given me. Now I know for sure, there's no more doubt. Nothing can come between this. I'm convinced. I've always been convinced. Nobody can change my mind on that. So I will continue to go. And one day God will give the dreams, which are the promise fulfilled. And I'm waiting on that day that comes. So you wait with me. Fight for the promises of God with me. Allow the Lord to show you what is true. Because imagine, if you love the Lord, why wouldn't He show you His plans? He shows His prophets what are His secrets. Friendship with the Lord is for those who fear Him. And if you love Him, don't all things work together for good? So you have nothing to fear with testing the will of God. So I don't want to make this too long. I got a flight to catch, and it's already about that time. We got to leave. So God bless you guys. Pray for me as I pray for you. If you want to support the ministry, there's a link down below. You can do so by clicking the link. But share the video, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And we got some great things coming, man. I got so many plans revealed that the Lord showed me. So keep me in prayers as I keep you in prayers. Y'all know what it is. It's Losi. We on the throne of positivity. Where nobody shall dethrone us. We out.